The morning sky above Seoul was clear and blue. Captain Do-Hyun Kim sat in the control room of Earth's Defense Space Station. His eyes were fixed on the big screen in front of him. It was just another normal day for him. At least that's what he thought. "Sir, I see something strange," said Officer Jimin, who worked at the radar station. His voice was tense. Captain Do-Hyun walked over to Jimin's screen. "What is it?" "Look at these energy readings, sir. They're coming from near Jupiter." "I've never seen anything like this before," Do-Hyun frowned. The radar showed several large objects moving fast toward Earth. They were too big to be asteroids and too fast to be normal spaceships. "Call the base. We need to alert everyone," Do-Hyun ordered. Within minutes, the alarm spread across Earth's defense network. In the United Nations Space Command headquarters in Seoul, leaders from around the world gathered in an emergency meeting. Dr. Jisoo Park rushed into the meeting room. Her lab coat was wrinkled and her hair was messy. She had been working in her lab when the call came. "Dr. Park, what can you tell us about these objects?" asked General Tae-woo, the head of Earth's Defense Force. Jisoo pushed her glasses up and looked at the data on her tablet. "Based on the energy signatures, these are definitely not from Earth. They appear to be ships of some kind, but the technology is far more advanced than anything we have." The room fell silent. Humans had never made contact with aliens before. "This would be the first. They're damaged," Jisoo continued. "The energy readings show unstable power cores. Whatever these ships are, they've been through some kind of battle." General Tae-woo stood up. His face was serious. "We need to prepare for anything. Captain Do-Hyun, take your best team and prepare the diplomatic vessel. Dr. Park, you're going with them. We need to know what we're dealing with." "Yes, sir," Do-Hyun replied, standing straight. 3 hours later, Do-Hyun, Jisoo, and Commander Min Jae-song sat in Earth's best diplomatic ship. It was small compared to the huge alien vessels that had now entered Earth's orbit. There were 6 alien ships in total, 3 with sleek, curved designs, and 3 with sharp, angular shapes. All of them showed signs of damage. "They're not attacking," Min Jae said, watching the alien ships carefully. "That's a good sign." Jisoo was busy at her console analyzing data. "The 2 different designs suggest 2 different species or civilizations, and look at their weapon systems. They were fighting each other, not planning to attack us." Do-Hyun nodded. "Let's try to talk to them. Send out the greeting message on all frequencies." The message was simple. "This is Earth. We come in peace and offer assistance." For several tense minutes, there was no response. Then suddenly, both sets of alien ships sent back signals. "We're getting 2 different responses," Min Jae said excitedly. "The translation program is working on them now." The first message appeared on the screen. "This is High Commander Valry of the Valari Dominion. We require immediate assistance. Our systems are failing." The second message came right after. "Ixchel Fleet Commander Taz speaking. We claim sanctuary under Universal Space Law. Our ships cannot sustain life support much longer." "They understand our language quickly," Jisoo said, surprised. "Their translation technology must be very advanced." Do-Hyun thought for a moment. "Tell them both will help, but we need to know they won't bring their war to our planet." Min Jae sent the message. The replies came back fast. "We agree to a temporary peace while in your system," said the Valari commander. "We will honor your neutrality," the Ixchel added. General Tae-woo gave permission for the aliens to send small shuttlecrafts to Earth's International Space Station. Earth would help repair their ships while learning about these new civilizations. The first meeting was set for the next day. Do-Hyun, Jisoo, and Min Jae would represent Earth, along with General Tae-woo and Dr. Hee-jin Yoon, Earth's best diplomat. That night, Do-Hyun couldn't sleep. He stood by his apartment window looking at the stars where the alien ships now floated. What will they be like? He wondered aloud. The next morning, Earth's representatives waited in the space station's meeting room. The air was tense. The door opened, and the aliens walked in. The Valari were tall and thin, with 4 arms and skin so clear you could see blue blood flowing underneath. Their eyes were large and purple, with no pupils. 3 of them entered the room, moving with grace. Despite their strange bodies, the Ixchel came next. They looked more like animals from Earth's oceans. Their skin was smooth and blue-green with patches that glowed softly. They had wide mouths and large black eyes. Strange structures on their necks moved gently, like gills on a fish. What happened next surprised everyone. Both alien groups stopped suddenly when they saw the humans. The lead Valari took a step back. The Ixchel leader made a strange sound that the translators didn't catch. "Is something wrong?" Dr. Hyejin asked, stepping forward slowly. The Valari leader seemed to gather himself. "Forgive our reaction. We were not prepared for your appearance." The Ixchel commander nodded. "It is surprising to meet your kind." Dohyun noticed they both kept their distance from the humans. They seemed almost afraid. General Taewoo spoke firmly. "We welcome you to Earth and offer our help. But we need to understand your conflict and make sure it doesn't threaten our world." The aliens looked at each other, then back at the humans. The Valari spoke first. "Our peoples have been at war for over 300 of your Earth years. We were in battle near your solar system when our navigation systems were damaged. We didn't know your planet was here," the Ixchel added. "We apologize for bringing our conflict near your home. We had no intention of involving another species." Dr. Jisoo stepped forward with her scanner. "If you'll allow me, I'd like to take some readings to help understand your biology. This will help us provide proper medical assistance." Both alien groups moved back quickly. The humans looked at each other, confused. "Is there a problem?" Hyejin asked gently. The Valari leader's voice was strained. "You wish to approach us directly?" "Yes," Jisoo said, confused. "I need to be close to get accurate readings." The Ixchel commander made a gesture to his group. "We will allow it, but please, move slowly." As Jisoo approached the aliens, their discomfort was clear. They watched her every move with what looked like fear. Later, when the Earth team met alone, they discussed the strange behavior. "They're afraid of us," Minjae said. "But why? Their technology is far beyond ours. Those ships could probably destroy our entire fleet in minutes." Do-hyun nodded. "Something about us scares them. We need to find out what." Jisoo looked at her. "Data. Their biology is very different from ours. Maybe something about humans is naturally frightening to them." General Taewoo stood up. "Whatever the reason, this could be an advantage. If they fear us, they might be more willing to keep their war away from Earth. Or they might decide to destroy us before we become a threat," Hyejin warned. As night fell over Earth, the alien ships remained in orbit. Their war had reached Earth, and soon humans would learn why these advanced beings considered them terrifying creatures. The first contact had begun, and nothing would ever be the same. 3 weeks passed since the aliens arrived at Earth. The United Nations had set up a special meeting place on a space station orbiting the moon. Here, away from Earth, the leaders hoped to learn more about the aliens and their strange war. Colonel Sun-Woo Lee led the human security team. He watched as the aliens walked into the large meeting room. The Valari moved like dancers, their forearms swinging gently. The Ixchel made soft splashing sounds as they walked, their skin glistening under the lights. "Keep your distance," Sun-Woo told his team. "They seem uncomfortable when we get too close." Dr. Hyejin Yoon sat at the round table in the center of the room. As Earth's top diplomat, she had spent many hours trying to understand the aliens. Today, she hoped to learn why they were at war. "Thank you for joining us," Hyejin said with a smile. "We've made progress in repairing your ships. Our engineers are learning much from your technology." The Valari High Commissioner nodded his long, thin head. "We are grateful for your help. Your people work with surprising intensity." The Ixchel commander made a bubbling sound that the translator turned into a laugh. "Yes, we've noticed your humans continue working even when tired. Very unusual." Hyejin looked at her notes. For weeks she had noticed small comments like this. The aliens seemed amazed by normal human behaviors. "Today I hope we can discuss the cause of your war," Hyejin said. "If we understand why you fight, perhaps we can help find peace." The aliens looked at each other. After a long pause, the Valari spoke. Our conflict began over resources. The Ixchel took control of star systems we had claimed. The Valari destroyed our colony ships without warning, the Ixchel shot back. They broke the old treaties. As they argued, Dr. Jisoo Park entered the room with a tray of drinks and food. She had been studying alien biology and had prepared special meals for each species. I thought everyone might be hungry, she said, placing the tray on the table. What happened next surprised everyone. Both alien groups watched in horror as Jisoo took a sip from her coffee cup. Is something wrong? Jisoo asked, noticing their reaction. The Valari High Commissioner pointed at her cup with a shaking hand. You just drank that dark liquid. It contains a poison from plants. We've analyzed it. Jisoo looked at her coffee and smiled. Oh, you mean the caffeine? Yes, it's a mild stimulant. Many humans drink it daily. The Ixchel commander's gill flaps opened wide in shock. You willingly consume poison for pleasure? The room went quiet. Sunwoo looked at Hyejin, his eyebrows raised. Something important was happening. Hyejin leaned forward. I think we need to understand each other better. What about humans' surprises? You? The Valari and Ixchel looked at each other again. Finally, the Valari spoke. When we first scanned your planet, we thought our instruments were broken. No intelligent life could evolve in such extreme conditions. The Ixchel nodded. Your world has crushing gravity, toxic gases, extreme temperature changes, and deadly radiation from your sun. Yet you not only survive, you thrive. Sunwoo couldn't help but laugh. Earth seems perfectly normal to us. The aliens stared at him. The Valari continued. Your bodies are filled with deadly bacteria, yet you live with these invaders inside you. Your immune systems are constantly at war. And you sleep, the Ixchel added, making a frightened gesture. Your consciousness simply stops for hours each day. You lie still, defenseless, trapped in your own minds. How can you bear it? Jisoo sat down, fascinated. Sleep is natural for us. We need it to stay healthy. Don't your species sleep? Never, the Valari said firmly. Temporary unconsciousness happens only in severe illness or injury. It often leads to death. Hyejin realized what was happening. You're afraid of us because we're different from you biologically. It's more than that, the Ixchel commander said. Your soldiers train by running until their muscles tear, then heal stronger. Your people willingly jump from high places with only thin fabrics to slow their fall. You expose yourselves to extreme heat and cold for relaxation. Sunwoo thought about the saunas and ice baths he enjoyed after training. It had never seemed strange to him. And your mental state is even more frightening, the Valari added. We've studied your entertainment. You deliberately seek out stories that cause fear, sadness, even horror. You find pleasure in negative emotions. Doctor, Jisoo couldn't hide her excitement. This is fascinating. What's normal for humans seems terrifying to you. The meeting continued for hours. The humans learned that both alien species evolved on worlds with stable climates, low gravity, and little environmental danger. Their bodies were more fragile than human bodies. Their minds worked differently too. Later that day, the Earth team met privately to discuss what they had learned. They think we're monsters, Sunwoo said, shaking his head. Super strong creatures who drink poison and enjoy pain. Not monsters, Hyejin corrected him. Just very, very tough. And yes, it scares them. General Taewoo had joined them by video link from Earth. This could be useful. If they fear us, they'll think twice before attacking our planet. Do-hyun, who had been quiet, finally spoke up. We should show them more about humanity, not just our toughness, but our compassion too. Maybe then they'll see us as potential allies, not just scary creatures. The next day, they invited the aliens to watch videos of human life on Earth. The aliens saw families playing together, doctors helping sick people, and artists creating beautiful things. But even these peaceful scenes surprised the aliens. The small humans, your children, they fall down and hurt themselves, yet they get up and continue playing, the Valari noted. And they laugh about it. Your doctors cut open bodies to heal them, the Ixchel said. Both the doctors and patients endure this horrible experience willingly. Jisoo smiled. We do what we must to survive and be happy. Our world shaped us to be tough. As they watched more videos, an alarm suddenly rang throughout the station. Everyone jumped up. What's happening? Do-hyun asked, running to a computer terminal. The screen showed 3 new ships entering the solar system. They were Valari war vessels, undamaged and heavily armed. More of your people? Yijin asked the Valari High Commissioner. The Valari's skin paled. Yes, but they don't know about our agreement with you. They've come to destroy the Ixchel, and they won't care about your planet's neutrality. The Ixchel commander looked worried. They will see your repairs to our ships as taking sides against them. They might attack Earth too. General Tae-woo's voice came over the speaker. All personnel prepare for possible conflict. Captain Do-hyun, bring our guests back to Earth immediately. As they hurried to the transport ship, Sun-woo walked beside the Valari High Commissioner. Will your people really attack us? He asked. The Valari looked at him with large, sad eyes. They might. They don't understand what you are yet. Sun-woo nodded grimly. Then maybe it's time they learned. As their ship headed back to Earth, they could see the new Valari vessels approaching. Earth's small defense fleet moved into position, preparing to protect their planet from alien aggressors who didn't yet know that humans were the most terrifying creatures they would ever meet. Earth's defense ships formed a line between the planet and the approaching Valari warships. Captain Do-hyun stood on the bridge of his ship, the EDF Defender. His hands were steady, but his heart beat fast. They're charging weapons, Officer Jimin reported. 3 Valari battleships, all targeting our fleet. General Tae-woo's face appeared on the main screen. Captain, we need to buy time. The Valari High Commissioner is trying to contact their fleet, but we don't know if they'll listen. Understood, sir, Do-hyun replied. We'll hold position. Earth's fleet was small, just 12 ships against 3 massive alien warships. But they had home ground advantage. Do-hyun had positioned his ships near Earth's moon, using it as cover. On Earth, Dr. Jisoo Park worked quickly in her lab. The Valari High Commissioner stood nearby, sending urgent messages to the approaching fleet. My commander refuses to believe I'm not a prisoner, the Valari said, his 4 hands moving nervously. They think the Ixchel have captured me and are using me to trick them. Jisoo looked up from her computer. Then we need to show them the truth, not just tell them. In the meeting room next door, Dr. Hyejin spoke with the Ixchel commander. Your ships are still being repaired. If fighting starts, you'll be destroyed. The Ixchel's skin changed color, showing dark patches of worry. We know, but we cannot run and we cannot fight. Hyejin thought for a moment. Maybe you don't have to do either. Back in space, the Valari warship sent a message to Earth's fleet. Stand aside. This conflict does not concern you. We only want the Ixchel ships. Do-hyun responded. All ships in Earth's solar system are under our protection. We offered help to both Valari and Ixchel. We stand for peace. The Valari ships moved closer. Their weapons glowed, ready to fire. General Tae-woo called an emergency meeting with Earth's leaders. We have maybe 1 hour before they attack. Our weapons probably can't stop them. We need another plan. Do-hyun, speaking through a video link from his ship, had an idea. Sir, they fear us because we're different. Let's use that. What do you mean? The general asked. Let's show them what humans can really do. 1 hour later, a small human shuttle left Earth. It carried only 3 people, Dr. Jisoo, Colonel Sun-woo, and Lieutenant Ji-hoon Kang, their best pilot. They flew directly toward the largest Valari warship. They're hailing us, Ji-hoon said. They want us to turn back. Keep going, Sun-woo ordered. Get us close enough for them to see us clearly. The Valari ship sent warning shots across their path. Bright energy beams lit up space around them. Now, Jisoo, Sun-woo said. Jisoo activated the special video feed they had prepared. It showed humans doing things the aliens found terrifying. Soldiers training in extreme conditions, people climbing mountains without safety gear, doctors performing surgery, children playing rough games, and scientists working with dangerous materials. At the same time, Sunwoo opened a channel to speak to the Valari fleet. Valari Command, I. I'm Colonel Sunwoo Lee of Earth. We understand you see us as a weak young species. You're wrong. Our world tried to kill us every day for millions of years. We survived. We became strong. On the video feed, they showed scenes of Earth's natural disasters, volcanoes, hurricanes, earthquakes. Then they showed humans rebuilding after these disasters, helping each other, continuing to live and thrive. We don't want war, Sunwoo continued. But make no mistake, we will fight if we must. And we don't stop fighting. Not when we're hurt. Not when we're afraid. Not when the odds are impossible. The Valari ships had stopped moving. The video feed now showed the human volunteers who had helped repair the damaged Valari and HFY ships. It showed Earth's doctors treating injured aliens from both sides with equal care. We offer peace and friendship to both Valari and HFY. We've helped your people already. We can help end this war too. There was a long silence. Then the largest Valari ship sent a message. We request to speak with our High Commissioner, directly, without interference. Back on Earth, the Valari High Commissioner prepared to speak with his fleet commander. Before he did, he turned to Dr. Heejin. Your people are strange. You could have shown them your weapons. Instead, you showed them your kindness. Heejin smiled. Weapons can only threaten. Kindness can change minds. The Valari nodded his long head. Perhaps that is why you are truly terrifying. 24 hours later, representatives from Earth, the Valari, and the HFY met on the neutral moon base. The commander of the Valari fleet was there, along with 2 new HFY ships that had arrived after hearing about the situation on Earth. General, Taewoo proposed something no one expected. Earth will serve as neutral ground for peace talks between your peoples. Your war has lasted for centuries. Maybe it's time it ended. The Valari fleet commander looked skeptical. Why would we trust you? You're a young species with little experience in galactic matters. Captain Do-hyun stepped forward. Because we're different enough from both of you to be truly neutral. And because we're stubborn enough to make this work. Dr. Jisoo had been studying both species. Your biologies are different, but your basic needs are the same. There are resources enough for everyone if you work together instead of fighting. The HFY and Valari leaders looked at each other. Centuries of hate didn't disappear in a day. But for the first time, they were talking instead of fighting. If we agree to these peace talks, the Valari commander said slowly, what do you want in return? General Taewoo didn't hesitate. Knowledge, technology, a place in the galactic community. Earth has been alone for too long. The aliens were surprised by this simple request. They had expected demands for weapons or territory. You wish to learn? The HFY asked. Yes, Hyejin said. Learning is what humans do best. The talks continued for days. There were hard moments and angry words. But slowly, an agreement took shape. The Valari-HFY peace treaty would be signed on Earth. Both sides would pull back from disputed territories. They would share certain resources and establish trade routes that benefited both species. And Earth would receive something precious: access to alien technology and the right to send ships beyond their solar system. On the final day of talks, the Valari High Commissioner made a surprising statement. We came to your world by accident. We thought you were weak. We were wrong. In all our centuries of space travel, we have never met a species like yours. The HFY commander added, you evolved on a world that should have killed you. Instead, it made you strong. Not just in body, but in spirit. Colonel Sunwoo couldn't help smiling. We're just doing what humans have always done. Adapting, surviving, moving forward. As the alien ships prepared to leave Earth orbit, Do-hyun stood with Jisoo and Hyejin, watching from the observation deck of the space station. Do you think the peace will last? Jisoo asked. Do-hyun nodded. I think it will. They've been fighting so long they forgot how to stop. Sometimes it takes an outsider to show the way forward. Hyejin smiled. And sometimes being terrifying can be useful. Especially when you're terrifying because you drink coffee, sleep at night, and care about strangers. As the first Valerian Ixchel ships left together, a new chapter began for Earth. Humans were no longer alone in the universe, and their reputation was already spreading among the stars. Beware the strange, resilient creatures of Earth. They're terrifying, but they make good allies. 5 years passed since the day alien ships first appeared in Earth's sky. In that time, everything changed. Admiral Do-Hyun Kim stood on the bridge of the EDF Horizon, Earth's newest and largest spaceship. Through the wide window he could see the stars and the curved edge of Earth below. Next to him stood Dr. Jisoo Park, now the head of Earth's Alien Technology Division. "It's beautiful, isn't it?" Jisoo said, looking at the planet. "From up here you can't see how busy everyone is. Down there, Earth had become a center for galactic trade and diplomacy. The peace treaty between the Valari and Ixchel had held strong. Both species now had embassies on Earth, and humans had learned much from their advanced technology. "Admiral, we're ready to depart," said Commander Min Jae-song, who served as Do-Hyun's second-in-command. Do-Hyun nodded. "Then let's begin humanity's first official mission beyond our solar system." The Horizon was not just a diplomatic vessel. It carried scientists, explorers, and soldiers. Its mission was to visit 5 star systems and establish contact with other alien civilizations. As the ship's engines powered up, Do-Hyun thought about how far they had come. 5 years ago, humans couldn't travel beyond their own moon. Now, thanks to alien technology, they could reach distant stars in weeks instead of centuries. "I still can't believe how quickly we adapted their technology," Jisoo said, as if reading his thoughts. "The Valari engineer told me it took their species 50 years to master faster-than-light travel after they discovered it. We did it in 3. Do-Hyun smiled. "That's why they find us terrifying. We learn fast." The Horizon moved away from Earth and prepared for its jump to faster-than-light speed. The crew, all 200 of them, were ready for their historic journey. Back on Earth, Dr. Hee-Jin Yoon sat in her office at the United Galactic Relations Center in Seoul. On her desk were gifts from both Valari and Ixchel dignitaries, strange but beautiful art pieces from their homeworlds. A young aide entered the room. "Dr. Yoon, the Galactic Council representatives have arrived for the meeting." Hee-Jin stood up and straightened her formal jacket. Today was another important day. The Galactic Council, a group of 12 spacefaring civilizations, was voting on Earth's application to join. At the meeting hall, Hee-Jin found General Tae-woo waiting for her. He now had gray hair at his temples, but his back was still straight, his eyes still sharp. "Ready?" he asked. "As ready as I'll ever be," she replied. They entered the grand hall that had been built specifically for interspecies meetings. The air was a careful mix of gases that all species could breathe. The temperature was cool for humans but warm for the other species. Representatives from 12 alien civilizations sat around a large circular table. Besides the Valari and Ixchel, there were beings that looked like tall insects, others that resembled giant jellyfish floating in special tanks, and some that were so strange humans could barely understand their biology. The Valari High Commissioner, the same one who had first come to Earth 5 years ago, spoke first. "The Council will now vote on Earth's application for membership. Before we begin, does anyone wish to speak?" A representative from a species called the Zora stood up. They looked somewhat like large otters with 6 legs and purple fur. "We have concerns," the Zora said, their voice translated by the computer system. "Humans are very young as a spacefaring species. They have only just discovered faster-than-light travel. Are they ready for membership?" The Ixchel commander clicked their teeth, a sign of disagreement. "Humans may be young, but they learn quickly. They mastered our technology faster than any species we've encountered." "That is precisely our concern," said another representative, a tall insect-like being called a krill. "They adapt too quickly. They are too resilient. What if they become a threat?" Hee-Jin stood up. She had prepared for these questions. "It's true that humans adapt quickly, but we use this ability to survive, not to conquer. In the 5 years since we met the Valari and Ixchel, We have not once used their technology for weapons. Instead, we've focused on medicine, communication, and exploration. General Tewu added, "We were a planet of many nations, often in conflict. Meeting you, learning we're not alone in the universe, has united us like nothing else could. We don't want to bring human wars to the stars. We want to learn and grow with you." The room was quiet for a moment. Then the Valari High Commissioner spoke again. "When our ships first arrived at Earth, damaged and desperate, humans could have destroyed us. Instead, they helped us. They brought longtime enemies to the same table and showed us a different path. Yes, humans are strange and sometimes frightening. But their strangeness brings new ideas, new ways of thinking." The vote was taken. 11 members voted to accept Earth. Only one, the Krill, voted against. Hyejin felt a wave of relief and pride. Earth was now officially part of the galactic community. That evening, as Hyejin and General Taiwu celebrated with the alien representatives, a message came from the EDF horizon. The ship had successfully completed its first faster-than-light jump and had arrived at its first destination, a star system with a habitable planet called Nexus 7. "They made it," Hyejin said, showing the message to Taiwu. "Humans have officially traveled to another star." The general smiled. "The first of many journeys. Who knows what we'll find out there?" 6 months later, a small human colony was established on Nexus 7. Led by scientist Yoonji Choi, the colony focused on research and cultural exchange with local alien species. At first, things went well. But one night, without warning, a group of raiders attacked the colony. They were a species humans had never met before. Tall, strong, with tough skin and sharp claws. They thought the human settlement would be easy to destroy. They were wrong. Colonel Lei. Sunwoo Lee was visiting the colony when the attack came. He quickly organized the colonists, most of whom had military training. Despite being outnumbered, the humans fought back fiercely. "They didn't expect us to keep fighting after being hurt," Yoonji explained later, her arm bandaged from a wound. "And they certainly weren't prepared for us to attack during their rest cycle." When Do-hyun arrived with the Horizon to help, he found the colonists had not only survived but had captured several raiders. The humans had treated the raiders' injuries and were trying to communicate with them. "They're called the Vraks," Sunwoo told him. "Apparently they raid new colonies for supplies. They've never been stopped before." Do-hyun looked at the captive aliens who seemed both angry and confused. "I guess no one told them about humans." News of the colony's defense spread quickly through the Galactic communication network. The story grew with each telling. How the outnumbered humans had fought off raiders twice their size. How they had continued fighting despite injuries. How they had shown mercy to their defeated enemies. The Galactic Council, the Krill representative who had voted against Earth's membership, spoke again. "We were right to be concerned about humans. They are indeed dangerous." The Valari High Commissioner nodded. "Yes, they are dangerous to those who threaten them, but they are also the first species to offer the Vrax Raiders medical care after defeating them. The first to try understanding them instead of simply punishing them. Humans," the Ixchel commander added, "are walking contradictions, terrifying in battle but gentle in peace. Perhaps that is their greatest strength." As humanity's presence among the stars grew, so did their reputation. Stories spread about the strange creatures from Earth who could endure pain that would kill others, who willingly entered a death-like state each night, who drank poisons for pleasure, and who showed kindness to enemies. The Valari had a saying, "Make a human your enemy, and know true fear. Make a human your friend and know true loyalty." The Ixchel put it differently. "Humans break, but they heal stronger. They fall, but they rise again. They die, but their ideas live on." And throughout the galaxy, when new species asked about the creatures from the small blue planet called Earth, they received the same warning. "They are terrifying, yes, but they make the best allies.